It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers, next on Madden Football.
It's the only fan-owned franchise here in the NFL. And tens of thousands of those fans have their cheese heads on, and it filled the stands of historic Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And away we go from Wisconsin. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Second down now, 7 to go. Takes the handoff, now Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Hit made by T.J. Edwards.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Play fake, it's Love. Into the hands of Romeo Doubs. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Love to throw again. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
First down throw, here's Love. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Love from the gun. That's the rookie from Texas hauling it in. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. 1 yard coming up. Able to get it to Reed. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. This one goes for 3 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. He's on the move. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. 5. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Turning to Jacobs on third. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. He's got it! Touchdown, Green Bay! Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming, allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
It's on for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Packers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. Tyler Scott now to return it. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. So out come the Bears, ready for their first possession. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked 1st overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Caleb was one of the most hyped prospects ever out of college football, and I'm not speaking out of turn or any hyperbole there. It's why he was the #1 pick. And you put on his highlight reel, Kate, you can put that highlight reel against anybody the last 50 years. The way that he creates and extends plays, the ways that he can run and still sling it totally off platform and off balance all over the field. He also does it with a flair, an eccentricity that is unique and really not common coming into the league as well. A superstar in the making. That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Williams from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
Year when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Now here's DeAndre Swift on the ground. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Edgerrin Cooper there to make the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Finds him over the middle. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Williams to throw on third. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Opening drive going according to plan. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Working from the gun, Williams. Hits his target, that's DJ Moore. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Your third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Chicago first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun to give to Swift. And he pushes it further into the red zone, down inside the 15. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Here's Swift on second down. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short third down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Going run again with Swift. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. Swift. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Bears finish off their opening drive. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do. But to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Now Cairo Santos on to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Bears respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Yes. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They've got 2nd and 7 to start. Design bootleg here. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun now for Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting, right? You just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
So 4th down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. Nice field position as they get set. 1st and 10. Now Williams. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when you saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. Now here's Williams. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
3rd down. Here's Williams. He lets one fly deep downfield. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that's just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
On 4th down, it's Tory Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. The Packers out with a 1st and 10. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
They motion the tight end over. 2nd and 3. That's caught Tucker Kraft. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You know, when we watch the Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throw right side, and Dobbs has it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And it's going to be Bears football. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. In this drive, 1st and 10. Williams set to pass. Escapes the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Running with Swift out of the gun. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. No gain on second down, and they need 2 here on third.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
On third down, here's Swift. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Torrey Taylor on to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Absolutely crushed his first punt, and here's another huge one. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Packers will take over possession. They'll get this drive started, 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Hits him on the out route. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Running on first here with Jacobs. This is ahead for about 5. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. Looks like no gain on 2nd down, and that leads us to 3rd and 6.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
He beams one deep right side. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 2nd quarter lead. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
McManus on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now is McManus to kick this away. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Chicago getting set to take the field now. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. Set, 1st and 10. Here's Swift to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Williams to throw. Has his man, it's Odunze. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's a 38-yard play for him to move the sticks.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. First down, Williams. Flushed out of the pocket. He's keeping it. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. 2nd and 3 now. From the 29. Completed over the middle. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Set now, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Finds his running back, DeAndre Swift. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle room. You call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Williams from the gun. Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Swift. And he takes it into the end zone for a Chicago touchdown. The Bears earn the chance to tie it before halftime. DeAndre Swift, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears tie things up at 14. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. His return starts at the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Packers offense headed out late in the half. And with just under 40 seconds left to go, Brock, they can try a drive, but they gotta hurry. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. Completes this one to Kraft. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Love from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he goes out, just needed one more step to reach midfield. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st down throw, here's Love. Finds him over the middle. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bears territory. 2nd and 3 now. Love to throw again. He puts some power on a deep one left. They connect on the deep shot. It's a Green Bay touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
And it's on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears going back on offense just before halftime. Seconds remain in our opening half. Let's see what they do with it. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. The biggest first down, Brock, from the 43. Here's Williams. He's got him, that's Swift. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. So, let's see how they approach this second down. Working from the gun, Williams. Getting out to his left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got 4th down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
Back to throw it. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers have the lead. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman. Now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Duvernay on the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here comes the offense for the Bears to begin the second half. And they're a touchdown back, Brock, as they take over down 21-14. For first down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. That's more of the catch out left. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They gain 14 on the play. And that's good for a Bears first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Off the play fake, Williams. Gets everything he has under this throw. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down. Now throw in the direction of DJ Moore. And it's going to be second down.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Williams throwing again here on second down. Swift hauls it in.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this third down play. Has his man, it's Swift. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Sticking in the air, it's Williams. Oh, he loses the football. And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
We all saw the brief moment of full-on panic between the ball coming out and him getting back on it. The impressive part is he kept his composure while it was still loose. One mistake didn't become 2, and he cleaned it up before any defenders could.
Short pass brought in. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. That play good for 17 and a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Flush out now to his left.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Now an inside handoff to Swift. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now Williams. And he has the Chicago touchdown. The Bears cut into the lead coming out of halftime. DJ Moore the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Toast now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bears tie this game at 21. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Nixon now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by Jaquan Brisker. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Kicks the handoff, now Love. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Shotgun now for Love. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Downs for him from the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Love. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
He just made a difficult throw to the outside look elementary, Kate, and that's not easy. The placement, excellent. And it helped set his target up to put some more yards on that stat sheet.
That last shot took him right down to the front of the red zone. Here's 1st down. This is Jacobs running left. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Love looking to pass. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Hey, that's not an easy thing to do, Cade. Not against quarterbacks and the red zone offenses in this league, but what a tremendous effort to not only get the stop, but to end it with gusto and a sack.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. From the right hash, this is going to be a 41-yarder. And the kick by Folk is good. And they've taken back the lead.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Scott now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bears and DJ Moore back in possession here. All their scoring has kept them close, but they still find themselves trailing by just a little in this 3rd quarter. In this drive, 1st and 10. One in behind center with Swift. He's got a gain of 6 there. Edger and Cooper there to make the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd and 4. Hits him on the out route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
And now ball at the 39-yard line. Cut out left. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Toss play, Swift. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, an instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties, to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
3rd down, here's Williams. That's caught for the 1st. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's a Chicago 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, here's Swift. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Oh, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Swift gets it on the option. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. Williams on the play action. Throw left side, complete. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Williams from the gun. It is caught left side. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. On the carry, it's Swift. And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. Still well short after the 3-yard run. It's going to be 4th down and 6. They turn to Cairo Santos. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And in the 4th quarter, that's going to tie the game.
After I'd imagine dozens and dozens of kicks into that net on the sideline staying warm, Kate, he finally gets his chance to knock a field goal through the uprights. And of course, he wasn't going to whiff on that opportunity.
Who has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this out to the 33. The Packers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
1st down throw. Here's Love. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they take him down right along the 30. That one goes for 25 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Down. From the 28. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Had that one, but just couldn't see it through. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Throwing his Love on 3rd. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Jalen Johnson with the pick. And the Bears take possession of the football at their own 20 after the turnover. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep, or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Here come the Bears back out on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll run now with Swift. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Going to run again with Swift. And he's brought down for a loss.
These stops, they don't always make the end-of-game highlight reels, but they absolutely should. The coaches and players know it. Offenses are always counting on yards on that type of run. And anytime it results in a loss, it could be a potential drive killer.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Williams. That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, a give to Swift. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's able to work this down to the 41. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Staying grounded with Swift. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down throw by Williams. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. Couldn't find DJ Moore on that throw. And it sets up 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Here's Swift on 2nd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. He'll throw it. Rolling left behind some. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. This one taken in by Kraft. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Green Bay. Love out of the shotgun. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
This finds Dobbs. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 3 now. Here he is to throw. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
You know what I love about that, Kate? He didn't shrink from the spotlight. He seized the moment, made it his own. And that kick might just win them this game.
Menace to kick this away. Scott now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Bears about set for their next possession. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Start out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Swift hauls it in. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Timeout at their disposal. Back to throw. Forced out to his right. He's running with it. The Bears going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Honest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. He'll look to throw it. Dump off caught by his back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. 2nd and 13. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. So a historic venue in football sees yet another win as the Packers take this one at Lambeau. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Huard and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.